Welcome into Sports Talk with Theo, Dorsey, South Georgia. Let's talk sports. A major change in life can either give you anxiety or a huge jolt of energy. The latter is what Westover football has experienced so far this summer. On February 20th, Olten Downs was introduced as the 11th head football coach in Westover history. A short 5 months later, and Downs has already made his impact felt here in Albany. Downs brings with him state championship winning experience, collegiate coaching experience at a couple of the most renowned colleges in Georgia, and the Peach State native brings a mentality that will best be summed up by his players later on in the show. Making his debut on Sports Talk, welcome in Tennessee State alumnus, Olten Downs. Welcome to the show.
Glad to be here.
Of course. And I had to throw in the Tennessee State thing there as a fellow HBCU graduate of Hampton.
Yes, sir.
Got to show some love.
Yes, sir.
There
Big
it is.
Big blue.
There it is. Now, you obviously didn't just come here straight out of college. You graduated in 05. Then you began your coaching journey where we want to go through your coaching resume, something we always do on this show. If we could throw it up there and show them where you started as a defensive coordinator at Carver High School in 2006, fresh out of school. You went on up there, and you were there for about 5 seasons with Carver, won a state championship.
Yes, sir. Went
to Riverdale High School as your first head coaching job in 2011. 2 seasons there, and then the Creekside High School in 2013, where in your first year, you won a state championship and went 15-0. 1 more season there, and then you headed on up to Athens, to the University of Georgia. You started with player development. You also got into quality control 2015 and 2016. And then last season with Georgia Southern as the safeties coach, and now with Westover High School. You have a nice resume there. I'm sure a lot of people talk about your stops in the what do people say about that resume that you boast?
Everyone, wants to know, why would you come back to the high school level after being so successful early on at a young age, winning state championships, region championships, and college success. And for me and my family, I just really missed the high school game and just having an impact upon young people's lives. And my actual son is going to the 10th grade, so didn't necessarily want to move around, potentially wanted to be somewhere stable for him for finish out his high school career.
All right, that's good. That's good and honorable. Speaking of your son, yes, I want to show the people that have made all of these stops with you, and that's the Downs family. And a lovely family right here, a family of 4. Your son, you mentioned, is he going to be playing football with you?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, cool.
That's a little corner, a little wide receiver.
All right, a little dual action. You have your daughter. Let's get these names. So you're married to Cherie Downs, your son Cameron,
yes,
and then your daughter Sage.
Correct.
And these people have traveled with you. I know people say it's the foundation, it's the backbone. How would you define what the Downs family means to you and how they help you?
Oh, man, my wife, man, she holds us together. She's so strong. I mean, you think, man, we've moved probably 4 times here in 5 years, from going from Columbus to Atlanta to Athens to Statesboro and here to Albany. And it's just, it's been tough, and it's been all about football moves. And she supported me throughout this way to go chase my dreams and, to have a better situation for our family. And, it would be hard without a strong woman. And so she's been our rock there.
That's great. And when did y'all meet each other? Did you meet each other in college, or is this?
We met in high school.
Yeah.
We weren't necessarily dating in high school, but good friends. And as I started working there back in Columbus, just how things come together sometimes.
There you go. You got that married your best friend story that a lot of people love to talk about. And
you're right.
And you said she followed you through, and the family did, through your journey, and there was a lot of moving. And that moving, well, you experienced a lot of success as well, and I'm sure that's something people bring up, like I said earlier. Can you speak to what your collegiate experience with coaching at Georgia Southern and then UGA, as well as your state championship winning experience? You won one as a football player at Shaw. You win one as a defensive coordinator at Carver, then a head coach at Creekside. What does all of that whole package give you when you're now at Westover High School teaching these kids?
Well, I just always tell our kids that, there was a process that we had to go through to be successful, and I had to be successful. And if you guys want to be successful, it's just not going to happen overnight. Everybody says they want to win and want to do these things, but it's a process that it takes to get to be that successful. And I just ask those guys to just trust in what I am trying to bring to you and show you, and it's going to be completely different from anything you've ever done in your life. And we're just trying to change the culture there. And like I tell them, to be honest, not to toot my horn, but I just tell them all the time, look, it's not every day you get coached by a coach that's won multiple state championships, player, assistant coach, head coach. And I don't know if I still am, but at the time when we won a state championship, I was the youngest head coach ever to win the state championship as well in the state of Georgia. And as well as collegiate experience, I coached receivers there in 15 at Georgia, 16 work with our running backs, and last year working with our safeties. And so, you know, I just say it's not every day you're going to work with someone that's had that experience. And I can tell you for a fact what colleges are looking for in players and what they're not looking for. And so just being realistic with our kids and let them know that these are things that they're looking for, and the things that you show, these are what they're not looking for. And so just giving that good, honest opinion that a lot of times some high school coaches can't give. So, you know, it's been a blessing for me to be able to have those experiences.
Right. And I was at the practice on Monday, and trust me, I got a lot of that from them. They told me some of that, and we're going to get on to some of that because I got some of their quotes coming up. But before we get to that, what did you know about Westover and Albany before you came here? I know you had some experience coaching Trent Thompson.
Yes, sir.
Westover graduate who played at UGA. What was your familiarity with the school?
Well, I know when I was at Creekside, well, actually, when I was at Carver, you know, we actually came down and scouted a couple Westover games, potentially thinking we might play them in the playoffs. Never ended up playing them. And then when I was at Creekside, we almost was close to playing Westover as well. But I've known Westover always has had talent. You know, I've always thought it was a very good area. And, you know, just trying to get back close to home, you know, originally from Columbus. And I just thought it would be a great situation to put my family in. And somewhere there, they needed a spark to get things going in the right direction. I just wanted to be that spark for them to have the success that they're looking for.
Right, and as you guys look for that success here in Albany, you got the summer sessions going. You guys have been working for a while now. You've been here for 5 months. You got some enthusiastic kids that have been coming out here. What have the summer sessions been like so far? Coming off that dead week, you've got a full week after that. Is that excitement still at that top level?
They're definitely excited. You know, I think so far this past 3 days has probably been our best 3 days. You know, I just want the guys to know that, you know, practice doesn't make perfect. You know, only perfect practice makes perfect. And every day you have to give your best. You know, nobody wants inconsistency in life. And they're working, they're giving everything they've got. And just every day, just pushing them, letting them know it's not going to get any easier every day.
Trust me. And they told me, I had some players tell me, look, this is not easy. What we're doing out here, you know, with Coach Downs, it was a shock for a lot of them. They talked about how tough you are on them, but they showed a great appreciation for it in the same breath. And I want to get to some of that. I talked to 3 of your seniors, actually, who have experienced multiple coaches in South Georgia, and here's what they had to say about the kind of leader you are.
He's very passionate about the sport. He loves it, and you can tell. He keeps everybody on their job, and he's just driven for success. Just like you say, either you're going to be a coach-driven team or a player-driven. And the difference is when you're a player-driven team, you have no limits. Coach-driven, you have certain limits.
Well, he's straight. I mean, he means what he says. When he says something, he means it. He wants it done when he says it. So, you know, if it's not done, then he's not going to be happy.
Work ethic, you could tell he really wanted. You know, he came in, we was like, oh, snap, we got a new coach. We didn't really know what he was going to do. First day of summer workout, man, he ran us to death. He told us his dad was in the military, so he don't care about you throwing up, feeling sick, none of that. You're going to have to run regardless. You got to work out. You have to want it every day.
He's been there and done it. Like, he's done it so you can trust the process. And it's like, if you listen to what he's saying and don't talk back, you'll see it slowly progressing, coming true. And it make you want to buy into the program even more.
So what I know you couldn't hear all of it, but you heard some of it. What's your reaction to what they had to say?
You know, puts a smile on my face. You know, glad to see that. You know, they're understanding it. You know, life isn't easy. You know, there's a price for responsibility, and every day you got to come bring your A game. And you know, if you want to be a great team, you got to work hard. You know, like I say, everybody wants to talk about winning and things of nature, but there's a price to pay to be good.
Definitely so, and I'm glad you're good at setting me up for these transitions because you said there's a price to pay for winning, and I'm going to show you what that price looked like when we go into trivia next after the break. We got Theo versus everyone with Coach Downs right after the break.
And right here we have Coach Olten Downs. Thank you so much for joining us. Like I said, he is Theo Dorsey and I am John Barron, and this is our trivia portion of the game. So obviously, guys, you have seen a few of the clips from the players you took a trip with to the Patriots practice to get a few feels for what fans can expect for this fall.
That's right, John. I went out there to practice with Coach Downs, and I saw what they did out there. They had a strong team, a strong foundation of what Downs has set, and I want to show you guys a piece that we got out there at the Albany practice.
Everything changed, everything.
Nothing has come easy for Westover football this offseason except for new head coach Olten Downs' slogan.
Pigs can't fly, so we ain't going to make them fly.
Downs is implementing his schemes and figuring out what his new squad can execute come time for kickoff. The former UGA and Georgia Southern assistant has been tough on his guys, instilling discipline and mental fortitude. So far, he's liked what he's gotten out of his 70 to 75 players that have shown up for voluntary workouts. So impressed, he even gave them a dozen days off in conjunction with Dead Week.
The guys worked extremely hard here in May and June, and just wanted to reward them for their efforts.
None of the players on the current roster have seen a winning season at Westover.
I feel like we want it more than anybody.
Mix that hunger with the desire to impress a new coaching staff, and it's easy to see why they didn't spend their time off playing Fortnite and eating Cheetos.
We get together as a team, go to the sand dunes, come back to the field, do a little running, so we don't be so behind.
And once at the end of the day, after you've worked and you've succeeded, it feels good.
The Patriots have returned to the field with a renewed spirit.
It's the last shot. We want to go out with a bang.
Partially due to their time off and also a credit to their new leader. Downs and the majority of his staff have college experience, and it shows with the expectations they have for their players.
After practice, you can't even feel your legs. Everybody laying down in the weight room, tired, under the fan.
It was new to us at first, but we adapted pretty quickly.
And according to former Albany Indian Jordan Walton,
Let's go.
who is under his third coach in 4 seasons, they didn't have a choice.
If you're not coachable, you're not disciplined, you're not going to be able to play for him, regardless. It don't matter. You 5 stars, 4 stars, a stud, it don't matter. If you ain't coachable, you're not playing.
That's pretty cool, Coach. And like they said, you know, it's great to see these kids already kind of adapting to you, ready to hear what you're going to be coaching them. So obviously they look like they're ready to go for you, Coach, ready to fight in the trenches.
Yes, sir. I sure hope so. We got a little time left, so you know, we're gonna keep working till that time.
Well, let's see if we can get you your first win right here. We're going to see if you can beat Theo right here, and this is our trivia portion. Like I said a little earlier, that this is our trivia portion of the game. It's my favorite part of the whole entire show. I know it's probably Theo's, and hopefully if you win, it will be yours. So we'll see. All right. So like I said, you get a series of 9 questions. First 3 multiple choice. Everybody ready to go?
Ready to go.
All right. So for question number 1, which college is known for having the phrase "Hail State"?
Mississippi State.
That is correct.
He coached in the SEC. Is that fair? Is that?
Oh my goodness. Let's go ahead and give him a handicap. Okay.
All right.
Coach is already up 1-0.
We know.
Let's just make sure you recap it so you know that you're losing. All right. So now for question number 2. Arkansas holds an NCAA record for the most overtimes in a game at 7 on 2 separate occasions. Both of those occurred in the same year. What year was it? Was it in 1997 or 2001?
It's 2001. Darren McFadden was in that game.
That is correct.
That's
2
right.
times, man.
I remember
2
that.
separate occasions.
Yeah.
They
Yep.
took it to 7 overtimes. That's crazy. So thought I'd
That
just
is.
emphasize that a little more. But right now we're tied at 1 each. I'm just going to keep saying the score because you're going to lose.
That's perfect.
Right here we have a guy that's coached in the SEC, so
Yeah.
a lot of these questions
And
are
I've
probably going
watched
to
it.
favor. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we got a guy that watches. All right, question number 3. Who holds the record for the longest win streak with 47 wins, Alabama or Oklahoma?
Uh-oh. He's nervous.
Oklahoma.
That is correct.
He almost went with it.
He did not. He was like, it could have been Alabama. That is correct. Coach is up 2-1 as that was our last multiple choice. So now we are going to the first of the 6 series questions where you have to provide me with the answer. You guys ready?
All right.
Let's do it.
All right. Question number 4. Which Florida State quarterback was the youngest player to win the Heisman Trophy?
Jameis Winston.
Yeah,
Come on.
I watch it.
Thank you.
Congrats, yeah. So it was Jameis Winston, all right? So now we are tied at 2 each, and this is the last question before we go into the break. Ready? Question number 5. 3 Heisman Trophy winners played professionally in a sport other than football. Vic Janowitz, Charlie Ward, and blank.
Played professionally in a
And
sport
another
other than
sport
football?
other than football. They were all
Bo
Heisman-
Jackson?
That is correct.
Okay, yeah.
Bo Jackson.
Come on,
Bo
Coach
Jackson.
Good.
That's SEC now.
You're right.
Yeah,
You're right.
he's just giving you a little bit of
A lead.
a lead before he just takes the rug out from underneath you. Well, we'll be right back. We have 4 more questions for you guys. We'll see if Coach can go ahead and take his first win away from Theo here when we come back.
Doubt it.
Well, welcome back to Sports Talk. I'm John Barron, Theo Dorsey, and Coach, right now you are just down by 1, but that's not going to be too far away. We still got 4 questions left and an opportunity for you to take this away from Theo, and we've seen it in the past. I mean, it's happened, so hopefully it'll happen again. I don't root against you.
It seems
I just
like.
root for a change.
Okay, yeah, that's true. This guy's positive. He likes change. It's cool. Let's go.
I'm a glass half full guy, I guess, yeah. So, all right, let's go ahead and get to question number, I think it's 6. Auburn University has 2 mascots, a tiger and what?
Eagle.
That is correct, yeah, War Eagle.
War Eagle.
There we go, we're tied up.
Doesn't make any sense, but let's keep moving.
Right, no, it doesn't make sense that that is their actual mascot, or it doesn't make sense that he got it right.
That's good.
All right, just you heard this, right, Coach? Just remember that when he comes out and starts covering these games.
Coming back.
Yeah, you're right.
We're tied back up at 3 each, all right? So here we go. Which 2 teams compete in what's called the Iron Bowl?
Woo!
He's starting to pick up on it. Yeah, you see.
Auburn and Alabama.
That is correct. Look at that. Yeah, you see, some of these questions are starting to go to that
Yeah.
SEC route, right?
That's
what I was
amazing.
meaning when
That's
I
great.
said this is going to be a hard one.
This is great.
All right, here we go. Ready? Question number 8. Which 2 teams compete in Jacksonville every year?
That was me, right?
That was it.
Yeah, Georgia, Florida.
That is
Come
correct.
on,
Let's
come
go.
on,
Let's
come
go.
on.
This is it right here.
Here we
Come
go.
I know you mad at me because I got an easy one too.
Honestly, I think this is the first time I'm gonna give
all.
myself a pat on the back. I think it's the first time that both people have gotten all the questions correct.
This is amazing.
Yeah, I'm doing well at my job. Thank you.
Progression.
Progression.
on,
I
let's
did.
go.
I told you
Let's
that.
go. Let's go.
Yeah,
Let's
look,
get
he's
this
not
last.
playing, right?
Let's get this guy's
last question, and for the winner. Which 3 teams compete in the Commander-in-Chief's Trophy?
Army, Navy, and Air Force.
That's what we call a win. Thank you so much.
First of all, they're on the same team, so I don't even know if we can count that victory.
yes.
We got the refs over here cheating. So we got more with Coach Downs. It's not just about him beating me here. He's going to want to beat football teams on the field, so we're going to get a glance at that football schedule and more right after the break. Welcome back to Sports Talk with Theo Dorsey. I'm Theo, that's John Barron, and that's Olten Downs of the now 1-0 Westover Patriots, if you count Sports Talk with Theo trivia. I don't know if you do, but
I would.
You would? I would as well.
I would.
That was a good game. That was a really good game. So first off, Coach Downs, you come into Westover after they had a 4-6 season, but your past 2 head coaching stops, the teams had not just losing records, but records that didn't measure up to what you did that next year. Couple of reclamation type projects. John, I know you said you were impressed by it. What do you think you can do with that when you comes into this fall with Westover trying to turn the program around?
I think it's the same type of project. Anytime you go into place, you have to change the culture. You got to make the kids think differently about what it takes to win, how to work, how to be successful day in and day out. And it's not always about the team with the best players. It's about the team that has the players playing together really well. And that's the biggest thing I've been able to do at multiple stops and what I'm trying to do right now.
And clearly you've definitely got the players that are wanting to get back to those Westover days back in the 2013 kind of seasons. But, these guys, they're ready, they're hungry, they're ready to go. And you're clearly somebody that's going to try to take them to that, promised land again. So obviously these guys, they look like they're ready to go. Is that something that you definitely saw?
I feel like we're coming close. I tell them every day, we're this close, and we still got a ways to go. And whenever you think you arrive, that's when you're gonna get your butt kicked. And so every day is a work in progress. And like I tell them, the best thing is we don't have to play today. We still have some time, and so we're just a work in progress. And let them know Rome wasn't built overnight.
Right.
It wasn't. And you said you don't have to play today, but you will on August 17th. So let's get a glance at some of the games you got coming up in this fall and some of the times that people can see you. Your week 1, your debut as a head coach here in Albany will be at Cook. And actually, you start your first 3 games in the first 4 weeks. You got the bye week in the second week on the road. So your first home game where fans in the city that maybe don't want to travel as much can see you is week 5 against Northside. But then again, that at Monroe, as people know, is going to be at Hugh Mills Stadium as well. So when you look at that schedule and see you start off with 3 road games, you end the season with 2 road games, what do you kind of think as a head coach when you look at that?
Well, when I see it, first thing I realize that, we have to be great on the road. And to be, what I try to tell our team, to be successful in football, you got to be able to win on the road in the playoffs. And so this summer, everything we've been doing is on the road to try to help us get prepared for road trips and understanding when you go in someone else's backyard and fight them, whatever the case may be, their parents may not help you, and so it's that type of fight. You're not going to get the same type of calls you may get at home and the support you may get booed, but you have to be willing to go in someone else's backyard and fight them and give them your all. And sometimes that's tough, but for us to be successful, it's something that we've got to be great at early on. And, I think we face a tremendous task early on at Cook County. But I believe our kids have worked hard and just trying to prepare their mindsets to go in there from day one.
Well, if you want to stay tuned with the Patriots, check out the Locker Room Report. August 17th, their first game against Cook. Thanks for joining us. Have a good night.
Thank you.